Hey guys, welcome back to another Halloween tutorial. I'm going to be doing an Egyptian queen look today. I've always wanted to be an Egyptian queen or Cleopatra for Halloween, and I've never been, so this is so exciting for me. I really hope you enjoyed this look. I basically just did like a cut crease, gold all over the eyes, gold on the lips, very bronzed face. And also this headdress, I'm going to quickly describe to you how I made it towards the end of the video. And that's about it. I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is apply a cream skin nude colored shadow. And you could also use like a concealer, cream concealer, or anything like that. Just want to provide some stickiness all over your lid. You also want to just even out the skin tone, or if you have any little bumps or red marks like I do. Okay, now I'm going to take a fluffy brush and this matte no shimmer taupe brown. You just want to use like a brown or a shade that's a few shades darker than your skin tone. And I'm just going to start right here on the inner corner. And you'll feel this sinking right into your eye socket here. So just contour right in here, and then just flick it out, following the shape of your eyebrow. Now we're going to apply this gorgeous gold shadow all over our lid, using Urban Decay's Honey and this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush, and just start patting it right onto my lid, all over the lid. Just kind of go all over the lid, but don't go too high up. Okay, now comes the challenging part. What we want to do is cut our crease, not literally, but as you can see, I have this very defined cut crease going on over here. So what I'm going to be using is this Revlon kohl liner. You just want to use a soft eyeliner so that color transfers onto the brush easily. And I'm just using this e.l.f. small smudge brush because it has a really fine tip. So I'm just going to take some onto my brush. And you're going to see this line of separation between the gold shadow and your taupe shadow. So that's going to kind of be your indication, your mark as to where you want to start lining. I'm going to start on the outer edge here. And just take your time with this. The hardest part is making both eyes look the same. So don't beat yourself up over it if you can't. I'm sure I can't either. But we can only try our best. Okay, so just keep going in. And this is also sinking right into my eye socket. So you kind of just want to let it sink in. And just let this glide along. Let it do the work for you. I'm not going all the way in, as you can see. Okay, now you just want to curve out the outer edge here, just like I did here. Okay, so once you've got that and you're happy with it, you're definitely going to want to set it with a black shadow, so to deepen it up. And I'm just going to be using this Everyday Minerals eyeliner black powder. You can just use any black shadow, that'll be just fine. I'm going to use that same brush, and I'm just going to go right over. Now what you want to do is, you can use the same brush, but I'm going to take this more of like a dense, not so fine tip brush. This is just an angled brush from Sonia Kashuk. And I'm just going to kind of softly blend this up a little bit, as you can see like I did here. Blend up more of the outer edge. And just keep the inner part pretty thin. And then I'm going to go back into that taupe color, and I'm just going to take this e.l.f. contouring brush. It's a bit stiffer than the fluffy blending brush, so it kind of makes it easier to blend. And I'm just going over the edges of the black. Just to soften it up a bit. Go back with your angled brush and go back into the black shadow and blend it up. So it's just kind of a blending back and forth. Just so it looks more like a gradient effect. I'm just flicking my brush upwards a bit to blend it in. Okay, now we're going to actually line our eyes using L'Oreal's Linear Intense Liquid Eyeliner. I actually wouldn't recommend this one. I would recommend the Revlon Color Stay one, but I'm out of that one, so I'm going to be using this one. And I'm just going to start by lining the inner corner of my upper lid. We're going to do this little interesting wing that I did over here. Need a little bit more liquid liner. Okay, now we're going to focus on lining the bottom part of our lower lash line. I'm just going to be using that Revlon Matte Kohl liner again. And you want to use something that's sharpened with a fine tip. This is a little bit dull, but it's okay. You could also use like a gel liner with a really fine tip brush. What I'm going to be doing is following the curvature of my inner lid down here. I'm just going to start filling in this inner corner. Just go down a little bit, and then I'm going to sweep the rest inwards and just fill in the inner corner. That just gives us a guideline as to where to apply this liquid liner. I'm going to go over it with a liquid liner so it looks a little bit more clean and defined. Okay, then you want to take that kohl liner again and just rim your inner waterline. And I'm also going to smudge it into my lash line. And I'm going to take the liquid liner again. This is optional, you don't have to do this, but I just want to connect this outer edge to this wing. So just going right underneath my lower lash line and bringing this up into that wing and just connecting it. So that this doesn't go anywhere, you want to make sure you set it with the black shadow. I'm going to be using 0. Just go right over where you just lined. I'm going to be just taking this bronzer that I'm going to be using later. This is Prestige's Skin Loving Minerals in Glam Tan. And I'm going to take the light section of this. I'm going to use it as a highlight. It has a really pretty golden undertone to it, so it works with this whole look. And I'm just going to highlight my brow bone. And just drag it in. I'm also going to highlight my inner corner right here, around that wing of course. It's going to make it stand out even more to just highlight around it. Then I'm going to go into that pretty gold shadow. I'm going to dip it into there and just kind of continue along underneath the black. I almost forgot, I'm also going to take the highlight color, just that really light golden color. I'm going to go right in between this crack right here. And that's going to highlight this area too. Now I'm just going to curl my lashes and apply mascara to my top and bottom lashes. Also, false lashes are optional because the eyeliner is definitely the focal point, but I'm going to apply false lashes anyway. In case you're wondering, these are the lashes I'm going to be applying. They're the Andrea Mod Lashes in number 45. And then I'll be right back to fill in my brows. Now I've got our lashes on. Next thing you want to do is to really define your brows. Really fill them in nice and dark and define them. I'm just going to be using my e.l.f. eyebrow kit in dark. And you want to make sure to set it. So brows are really dark and defined, as you can see. Now what we're going to do is focus on bronzing up and contouring our face. I'm going to be using two different kinds of bronzers. I'm going to use a matte one. It has the slightest shimmer. This is a Jane one. And I'm also going to use that shimmery one from earlier. So first I'm going to use the non-shimmery one to contour my face with. Angled blush brush. Make the fishy face if you need to. And just apply it right in the hollow of your cheek. I'm also going to bring this upwards and just connect it here. I'm also going to bring it down to my jaw. Okay, now I'm going to take my blush color, and I'm just using this rose colored matte blush. It's a Jane blush in Blushing Petal. Just take a bit. If you want like a natural flush color. Okay, now I'm going to take that shimmery bronzing powder. This is from Prestige. I'm going to use this kind of as a highlighter and bronzer. We really want our face to be golden, bronzy. So I'm going to apply this right on the higher plane of my cheekbones here. Just bring it upwards, kind of going over everything. It's just going to really highlight. I hope you can see this and give that like golden shimmer to your face. You can also apply a little bit on your forehead, a little bit down your nose, a little bit on your chin. One thing I forgot to do, I forgot to contour my nose. I'm going to use that same brush and the other non-shimmery bronzer. Just going to apply some, just squeeze the brush so it's nice and thin like this. And I'm going to contour my nose. And then just bring it downwards. Just going to give my nose, it's going to make my nose look higher. Same thing on this side. Make sure to blend it out and to not overdo it. I'm also going to put some right on the sides of my nose here. And then just softly blend this out. Okay, time for the last and final part, the lips. I'm going to be applying this darker lip color. This is NYX's Round Lipstick in Champagne. And just apply that all over. Okay, last but not least, it's one of my favorite parts. I'm going to take that gold shadow and apply it to the center of my pout. So I'm going to use my finger, get a good bit onto my finger, and then just pat that on in the center. Grab a bit more. Okay, so I went to Hobby Lobby. That's where I bought all my stuff to create my headdress. And I just bought a few different kinds of beads. Some small ones, some larger ones, and then some of these skinny ones. I also bought some of this stretchy gold string. And then this front part of my headdress, these are actually decorative trimmings. So if you go into the fabric section of any craft store, you should be able to see find these in like the ribbon area. And I basically just sewed this top part one decorative trimming over another one, over the squiggly one. Hope that you can kind of see that. Then I did the string of beads. I just made 4 of them to go on both sides of my face. And that's basically it. And what I'm going to use, I'm just going to use a bobby pin to pin the back of it. Okay, so we've got the headdress on. One last thing you can do, totally optional, you can also bead, you can also just braid some strands of your hair and maybe slick some like gel or wax on top of the braid, and then just go right over it with some gold. Just to have more like gold strands in your hair if you don't want to bead too much. I didn't want to bead too much, so that's one thing you could do. If you're wondering what this is actually an old belt that I have from a while ago that I don't wear anymore, and I just slung it over my shoulder and underneath my other arm. And you can definitely just wear like a white kind of dress, almost like a toga dress if you want. So just be creative, have fun with it. A totally affordable costume and look. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. Bye. The music in this video was provided by Newgrounds.com and Posthumus. Please check them out, and also check the side information bar for further information and links to their music.